new concept that we have. It's quite a collection of different concepts to answer one question: the performance in a 360 degree. So simply speaking, the name of the game today is volatility. Everywhere you go, every country you deal with, every market you tap in is about volatility. No one knows how oil price will be in 2 years. No one knows where we will have geopolitical tensions, where or how. No one knows supply chain, how would it work shortly. No one knows what kind of climate laws will be implemented in which country when. So strategic planning now is quite a very difficult step to any company, and prediction is quite, I would say, an agony to any CEO at any company at any size today. So the presentation of today is simply to put a blueprint to answer that in the best way possible. So first, let's start with a strategic context. So as I said, volatility makes performance and discipline in that performance an unnegotiable answer. The only way that you cannot lose is when your cost is much lower than any price. This is the only thing that any CEO, any company can control 100%. You cannot control prices, you cannot control volumes, you cannot control markets, you cannot control supply chain, you cannot control banks. The only thing that is 100% in your hand is your cost. And cost is performance. So you need to have this industrial equation at your side, which is lowest possible cost at best possible performance. So to do that, you have challenges as well that are happening around you. So you need to manage circularity, you need to manage digital maturity, you need to manage decarbonization as well. Question is how to do that. Before I go to that, I will just do a 2-minute on who we are, just to try to convince you that we can tell you how to do that. So simply, as I said, we are a consultancy that is part of the World Cement Association. We are a science-based target certificated company, so we walk the talk. We are part of the United Nations and we have presence in different countries across the globe. Our headquarters is in Dubai. We have a short history in time, but a long or a strong footprint. I would say we managed to deliver more than 60 projects in less than 4 years. We have done projects almost everywhere in the world. We have a footprint over the past 5 years in around 55 countries. Last year alone, we have done in like 12 to 17 different countries. We have a good presence in MENA region, Saudi Arabia, UAE, Egypt, Morocco, Syria, Libya, Turkey, Ghana, Canada, and Africa. This is only the main highlights. The presentation will be available. And we have done it also on a good level, from government level down to groups level, down to medium, I would say, or standalone companies, and also startups. We have done a lot of incubation to innovations that are coming into the climate platform. And this could only be done when we are only cement people. So we have a full team of cement people. The youngest we have in exposure to cement is our human capital and communication side. Only 10 years experience. Even our finance, yes, she's over there, she's saying hi, and even our finance is 20 years experience in cement. So everybody in the team is a cement person, either from a technology side or from a business side or from an industrial side, and all in between. So being cement people, we could understand how to make it, and as you could see, we have a diverse portfolio of services. We are available in the conference, we can talk about that. But this diversity of countries and experience gave us a glimpse to build a blueprint on how to manage volatility in the best way possible. And this is what I'm trying to deliver today. So if we looked at this 4-pillar transformation, you have 4 areas to deal with. You have technology, you have market, you have sustainability, and you have governance. To deal with that, which is not an easy thing, not easy said as done, and that is the main spot here. It's not easy as said as done. You would have in your office on monthly, weekly, daily basis people that say that it can be done. The only question is, have you done it before? This is the right question to ask. Have you done it before? And since we are cement people, so we have done it before in many cases as employees and as consultants. So this is where we have developed that. You need to diagnose. The point is that there is no blueprint that fits all. One size fits all is a completely wrong perception. You cannot repeat what someone else has done. You cannot imitate. Point is, because of volatility, the specificality or the speciality of each business unit implicates a major change in the business solution. And these minor changes might look minor, but their impact on the realization is huge. You can look at business majors. You can look at, for example, Holcim versus Siemens. They cannot copy each other. They have 2 completely different lines of business, 2 completely different presence. They cannot copy each other. And when you go smaller, sensitivity gets higher. So on a business unit layer, if one company in Saudi Arabia tried to imitate one company in UAE, or even one company in Saudi Arabia tried to imitate another one in UAE, in Saudi Arabia, the differences is very high in sensitivity. The second point takes you to design and then deliver. That is a planned option. Finally, the point is demonstrate. The demonstration part is the main issue that happens between consultants and players. The difference is the expectation. Someone expects someone with a magic wand. Is that magic wand available? It's not available. The point is the diagnosis need to take you to a standard, to a result. For example, if we take cost, everybody wants a lowest cost. The lowest cost has to be benchmarked within a country. The lowest cost in Saudi Arabia is not the lowest cost in UAE, is not the lowest cost in Egypt. But you need to know the lowest cost and to drive towards it. So this is a demonstration part. And you need to do all of that while reducing your carbon. So how is that being done? Point is, first of all, is to build the strategy, build the strategic objective. This is what we do during the baseline assessment. We develop the targets of how things will go. Then we go to the core performance piece, which is aligning services together. Going forward to decarbonization, enablers, and measurable outcomes. All this strategy have one piece at its heart. This is circularity. Circularity is an answer to many things. Circularity allows companies to control their supply chain in local currency, 1, in high localized context, 2, in much more control without supply chain disruptions. 4th, it's a decarbonization element. 5th, if you do it right, it's a cost reduction element. This is the beauty of circularity. So we built like a small footprint of a cement plant as a platform for circularity. So you have the side of alternative raw material. This is for some companies, like in UAE, for example, having limestone is not an easy thing to get. So having limestone imported, if you replaced 5% of that with a local material, for example, like air-cooled slag, that's a major saving. If you do it right, without impacting your quality. Same applies on SCMs, where C&D waste is available, where slags are available, where fly ashes are available, if they are available, and then comes the question, if they are not available or they are getting more expensive. So utilization of native material as SCM is another added value for, and of course on top of that, the best thing is alternative fuels. The utilization of alternative fuels not only brings down your footprint, it brings down your cost, and it allows you to buy the most expensive downstream item of your process in local currency. For some countries, like Egypt, for example, this is a major lever. For some countries, like Saudi Arabia, for example, this is a major local incentivization of the industry versus the government. Same applies in UAE. The ICV, or the local content increase in any country, is becoming a major incentive on how cement plants operate. But to do that, it's not only a strategy and it's not only a wish, there is also enablers that you need to use. So those are some enablers from the thermal side. You have hydrogen as a catalyst. That's quite a breakthrough technology that allows you not only to lower your specific consumption, but also to enhance your productivity and increase alternative fuel. We have done examples of plants going up to 45 and 55% utilization. When you want to go beyond the 35, 40%, you also need to manage the sourcing of your alternative fuel in a different way. In most of our countries, we have an issue with alternative fuel sourcing. We don't have sufficient waste management products. So thermal treatment of your alternative fuels through this piece of equipment, which is a pyromotor from KHD, is a thermal. It allows you to buy different alternative fuels. Less prepared alternative fuels means more volume and cheaper inputs. Second, on the other enabling side, you have this nice piece of equipment of Polysius, which is also, I would say, one of the main breakthroughs in SCMs. One of the good things in SCM is that most of Earth's materials can be activated. Point is, to activate it, you need both fine grinding and carbon mechanical sequestration. If you are able to do that, you can, for plants that doesn't have pozzolan in Saudi Arabia, for example, central plants and east plants that doesn't have pozzolan, they can activate basalt. In Egypt, for example, we have good basalt, semi-good basalt. The semi-good basalt can be activated. If you have coarse aggregates from C&D waste from rumbling buildings, you can also activate it and use it as SCM. On the other side is one of the, I would say, best used technologies that can be availed in our Middle East site, where we build and rebuild a lot. Utilization of waste from buildings, so C&D waste, concrete and demolition waste, is a major cost reduction in the building, is a major granification solution, and it's also a greater addition instead of clinker in our product. So you can produce by those two more cement with lesser clinker, or keep your clinker production but change it to more cement. That's value addition, that's cost reduction, and that's extra green sales that you can achieve. So, concluding on that, if you build the strategy right, which starts with a major detailed analysis in that point, it's like a surgery. If you go to surgery not knowing exactly what is your problem and what you have to do, most probably you will get out of it with some losses. At least money losses, because you didn't get cured, if not worse. And this is the same for business units. I see a lot of people that are taking the easy way of, we are going to repeat what happened in that business unit. We are going to imitate what happened here. The point is, literally, not every size fits all. The assessment is quite the most important piece of that. Then, the strategy planning, we have seen a lot of projects that are being designed and not delivered. The difference between design and delivery is knowledge of how to do it. If someone didn't do it before, most probably imagining doing it is not the best way to follow. So finally, one of the best things about circularity is it's a very easy to align strategy to stakeholders. Your boards will get it easy. It's a cost reduction. It's a save of foreign currency. Your government will love it. It's fixing a lot of solutions and increasing the local incentive in any country. And as a producer, it takes you to the efficiency level immediately. You, for example, to produce good cement with lower clinker, you need to produce better clinker. So the only way to push yourself to produce better clinker is to ensure that you are selling high quality cement with lesser clinker content. You will be immediately producing better clinker. Once you produce it, you will be able to export it. And that's another leverage that you get out of performance and efficiency. So finally, and to give some time for questions also if it's required. So finally, the CEO Performance 360-degree is a compilation of knowledge, experience, strategic planning, and fitting of a strategy. And fitting is the key word. Anybody can preach a blueprint. Point is, have you done it? Do you know its implications? Can you actually correlate what happens today to what will happen tomorrow? Can you extrapolate that impact on 360-degree differences? This is why we call it 360-degree, because sometimes you reduce your specific consumption or you increase your utilization of AF, but you hurt your refractory, you hurt your clinker, you hurt your environment, or you hurt your people even. So the point is to have a 360 view of each solution. So the CO 360 redefines the Siemens business model in a way that it transforms a plant from a cost center into a value orchestrating unit. You need to find value in everything you do. You need to find value addition. So yes, don't tell me that yes, cost reduction is a no-brainer, I will reduce my expenses. 90% of the cases I've seen, reducing of expenses does not actually reduce cost. It results in different costs that you do not see today, but you will see in a week or a month or a year. Finally, the outcome is being export ready, capital access because it's green, and this is a very important value driver. Now, sustainable competitiveness, which is both valued by your stakeholders, your banks, and your government. And finally, a maximum asset utilization, which automatically calls for the lowest possible cost. The maximum you use your asset, the lowest your cost will be. Thank you very much.